Good afternoon and welcome to the annual induction ceremony of the Stockbridge Valley Central School District chapter of the National Honor Society and National Junior Honor Society. My name is Rebecca X, and I am a member of the National Honor Society. On behalf of the current members in both societies, we are pleased to welcome the administration, Board of Education, and families of our society members and inductees that are joining us virtually today. We are honored to have you all here this afternoon. Please rise and join me and my fellow members for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As we may begin our induction ceremony, we are pleased to welcome to the stage our interim superintendent, Dr. Vickers, and our high school principal, Ms. Andrea Smith. Both play a vital role in our education journey through Stockbridge Valley. This has been a very challenging year, and it is still with leadership dedication and their tireless work that the district is still successful. I would now like to first welcome Dr. Vickers to the podium for her official superintendent remarks. Dr. Vickers, thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to the 2021 National Honor Society inductees. National Honor Society membership requires academic success and the three traits of leadership, service, and character. In any given year, these are challenging requirements to obtain. And in a year that's been plagued by a worldwide pandemic, well, these requirements are even more challenging. Therefore, congratulations to each one of you for reaching such a high threshold. You truly embody what it means to be a Stockbridge Valley Cougar and National Honor Society member. You have begun to make your mark on the world, and I, for one, am one of many who is looking forward to seeing all that you are capable of. So without any further ado, congratulations and on the ceremony. Mrs. Smith.
I hope you can see me. That's what I'm working with. Okay. Good afternoon. On behalf of the administration and faculty of Stockbridge Valley High School, I would also like to welcome you to the 2021 Junior and National Honor Society induction. Before we begin, join me in taking a moment to thanking our Honor Society advisors, Mr. Rob Healy, Mrs. Sheila Bartlett, Mr. Levin for streaming and recording this event, Mrs. Jones and Ms. Peckman for setting up the cafeteria, and the custodial staff for all of their work behind the scenes. Thank you. And a special thank you to all of the family and friends who are watching this afternoon, as well as our current Honor Society members for taking time out of your schedule to be with us today. Now to the inductees, I am so proud of each and every one of you, and it is my honor to be celebrating with you this afternoon. Despite the barrage of hurdles thrown on your path, you have persevered. You have risen to excellence and as the leaders of your classes. Today, however, does not mark the end of your work, but the beginning. Today, you join the ranks of politicians, scientists, entrepreneurs, performers, and athletes, such as Michelle Obama, Taylor Swift, Tina Fey, Jon Stewart, and Cal Ripken Jr., and so many more. So today, inductees, I challenge you. I challenge you to continue trailblazing with your actions, accomplishments, and continue to empower yourselves through your education, not just today, but for the rest of your lives. So congratulations, and a job well done.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith and Dr. Vickers. You both lead our school by example, and we are very thankful for your efforts to help the students of Stockbridge Valley. My name is Abby Fisher, and I am a member of the National Junior Honor Society. The purpose of this ceremony is to formally induct students from grades 11 and 12 into the high school chapter of the National Honor Society, and to induct students in grades 8 and 9 into the National Junior Honor Society. I will now explain how students are selected for this prestigious induction. At the end of the school year, grade averages are calculated by the SVCS guidance department. This is done for all SVCS students. To be eligible for membership into the honor societies, students must have achieved a GPA of 89 or higher. These students are then offered the opportunity to apply for memberships into their respective honor societies. This application outlines involvement in community service and school extracurricular activities. The application is then reviewed by a committee of teachers. A positive evaluation by the faculty council culminates in the student being invited to join the National Honor Societies. In addition to an outstanding GPA, the inductees here this afternoon have effectively demonstrated the qualities held in high esteem by the National Honor Society. Now, National Honor Society member Kaylin Eaton will explain what these characteristics are.
The first thing is scholarship. Scholarship denotes commitment to learning. The student is willing to spend hours of reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only when the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, and the torch guiding us to understand the present and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship. The second quality is service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work, where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow. Next is leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals and success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in school, community, or nation, they're ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed, thus to lead is a meaningful, substantive charge to each of our members. Another quality is character. Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life, and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is a product of constant thought and action, daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others to be rather than seen. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. The final quality is citizenship. Citizenship is vital to the strength of our country. It requires effort and commitment. Without it, there would be a lack of democracy. In the words of the late President John F. Kennedy, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. It is the willingness of each person to participate responsibly in the affairs that govern America.
Use a camera.
Thank you, Mark Halen. My name is Adrian Barton, and I am a member of the National Honor Society. It is now time to begin the induction ceremony. We will begin with the High School Honor Society inductees. As I call your name, please come forward and receive your certificate, pin, and traditional yellow rose. Grace Bowe. Alyssa Enslow. William Doffett. Brooke Gillespie. Jillian Jacobs. Rachel Mennick. Autumn Mills. Nevaeh Randall. At this time, I would like to ask Junior Honor Society member Madison Nolly to come forward in order to read the names of Junior Honor Society inductees.
Thank you, Adrian. I'll be reading the names of our Junior Honor Society inductees. As I call your name, please follow the same pattern as our Honor Society and come forward to receive your certificate, membership pin, and traditional blue carnation. Haley Beecher. Marley Brummer. Levi Claxton. Madison Green. Madison Hartle. Marilyn Jones. Helen Rawheiser. Ashley Scott. And Hannah Sherman. Congratulations to all of our inductees for your incredible achievements. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium our guest speaker for this afternoon, Mr. David Shortell.
know most of you. Hard to tell behind the mask. I'm used to seeing you most every day, and I think you're used to seeing me. And a guest speaker is usually somebody that you don't see on a regular basis. And today it was supposed to be Mr. Greyhouse, who, if you remember, was the interim principal here a couple of years ago after Mr. Killian left for a larger but not better school. And a guest speaker is someone who's, as I said, you don't normally see. He's someone who will speak to you, will inspire you, will entertain you. But you got me instead. Mr. Greyhouse is not able to be here. He's stuck in Florida. It's unfortunate. But I'm sure he would have been able to give you a much more inspiring speech than I can on the value of education. Mr. Healy asked me to do this, and since I very seldom say no to an opportunity to sub here, I said yes, and I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare, which is why you're seeing me looking at these cards now, setting them aside as I speak. When I waffled about coming and asked him, what is it I'm supposed to speak about, he said the importance of education. And I'm sure that makes sense since this is the National Honor Society. Mr. Greyhouse wouldn't normally be considered a substitute since he has a wealth of knowledge about education, the importance of it, and he would have spoken eloquently and long about the importance of what you have achieved. My experience has been in teaching, has been what I've done here in Stockbridge for the past 13 years. What I've gained with you and your predecessors, and that's been practically a second career for me. I have somewhat of a different perspective than Mr. Greyhouse would have had. My own time in school, I wasn't probably the best student. I spent a lot of time coasting, goofing off, making some poor choices. After school, some occupational experiences, and finally, I had an awakening 9 years later. I graduated from Oneida High School, and sorry. I had graduated from Oneida High School. And at the time, I didn't even know if there was such a thing as a national, last night I didn't know if there's such a thing as the National Honor Society when I was in school. So I got out my yearbook and looked it up. And I do still have my yearbook. All the pictures are in black and white. And yeah, there was National Honor Society. And I looked at the picture, and it was of the students who were achievers, the nerds, the valedictorian, the salutatorian, the students who were involved in a lot of activities. So you can be assured you're joining an elite society that you should be proud of. And I'm very sure your parents are proud of you too. I'm supposed to be stressing the value of education, but I think a group like you probably has a pretty good idea of what it means, where the values are. But you're also at a point in your life where you could become easily sidetracked and lose sight of the long game. You have to keep your eye on the prize. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to know exactly what you're going to be doing 5 years or 4 years from now, or even what you're going to major in when you get to college. It means you should stay curious, keep learning, continue to accumulate knowledge. Be childlike. Science tells us that the first 3 years of our life are the most important. It's critical to learning. If you've got a younger brother or sister, you know what they were like when they were 3 months old. They were totally dependent, they were babbling, they were eating, they were being cute. And 3 years later, they're an individual. They're cute, they're still learning, they're realizing that there's a lot of adventures, a lot of things they can do. They're learning new stuff all the time. And you can be the same way. When Mr. Healy was kind of cajoling me into doing this, he mentioned that I could probably use some examples from my own life to point out experiences. Well, sometimes the best examples are bad examples. Best examples of the value of a good education. And so I will be bad example number 1. When I was graduating from high school, I didn't even know there was such a, as I said, I didn't know there was such a thing as the Induction Society. I wasn't a bad student. I passed all my classes, all except chemistry. I had to go to summer school for that. But even that turned out to be something of a learning experience. I had to go to a bigger school in Rome. I got to meet new friends, so learn more things. I did pass chemistry. But even at that time, I wasn't thinking about education, about my future, or never mind the value of education. I was just passing through. College wasn't anything I had a consideration about. Before graduation, my wrestling coach, Mr. Ferriel, had mentioned a college in Pennsylvania that I might want to look into. But I didn't follow up on that. I never pursued it. After graduation came, I had a summer part-time job. My main concern was how do I get to Silver Beach as often as possible? Well, within a couple of weeks after graduating, some friends of mine came passing by as I was standing on the street in Oneida. They said they were on their way to the post office to see the Navy recruiter. Sounded like a good idea to me. So I went along with them, and 2 weeks later, we were on a train heading for boot camp in Maryland. But as I said, in school, I wasn't really a great student, but I must have been absorbing things. Because in the Navy, when I took the aptitude tests they had to offer, I did pretty well. I was able to go to electronics school, become a technician, which was a much better thing to be doing than chipping paint or swabbing decks. So education paid off there. After I got out of the Navy, I still had no thoughts about college. It wasn't something that was considered all that important. Everybody didn't go to college at that time. So I had some other jobs. I worked at Griffiths Air Base a couple times. I worked at Carrier at a factory on an assembly line, which is not a job you want to make a career of. I did some work as a roofer. Again, another thing you don't want to make a career of. You don't see too many old roofers. They're like professional athletes, not old. I ended up selling sewing machines in Arizona. And while I was in Arizona, my mother always sent me the Oneida Daily Dispatch, which was a newspaper. You don't often see newspapers anymore. You get everything on your phone. But I was looking at the paper. This is 9 years after I was out of high school. And I saw a little blurb about one of my classmates. And Al Williams, who happened to have been valedictorian, he was getting his PhD. And it sort of dawned on me, I think, Al's getting his doctorate, and I'm here in Arizona trying to sell sewing machines to little old ladies. So that was my awakening. I came back to New York, enrolled in college, went a couple of years at Monroe Community College, then went to Stony Brook on Long Island, and later a year at grad school in Albany. And as I said, the importance of education isn't something you're not going to realize just in school. It's something I picked up all the time I was doing other things. One of the things I always liked to do, I love to read. And I think probably all those years that I wasn't in school or trying to go to school, I was always reading, I was absorbing education in a different manner. And that's what you can do, anybody can do. Education isn't something you just get in school. You'll find it anywhere you go. Keep curious, keep reading, and be proud of what you've accomplished and go on and do more. I wish I'd had more time to prepare this. I would have tried to do better. Thank you. Do well.
Thank you, Mr. Shortell. We would like now to take this opportunity to offer our sincere thanks to some important individuals who make this ceremony and our individual success possible. Thank you to our SVCS Board of Education, Mrs. Vickers and Mrs. Smith for guiding this school towards the greatness we are achieving, which is evident here this afternoon on this stage. We would also like to express our gratitude to Mrs. Beth Lamb and the SVCS custodial and cafeteria staff for all that you do for us and behind the scenes. Without you, none of this would be possible. We would also like to extend our sincere appreciation to the family of Buzzy Southworth for donating our flowers each year. This year we have the honor of inducting Buzzy's great-granddaughter Marley Brummer into the National Junior Honor Society. I know that you will make your family proud. Finally, thank you to all of our families that are joining us this afternoon. You are our models which have demonstrated the importance of scholarship, leadership, and community and service for your children. You have been the leading force for the success of these young men and women on this stage. At this time, our members will conduct a traditional candle lighting ceremony of the National Honor and Junior Honor Societies. Would only the new members of both honor societies please stand and recite the National Honor Society pledge after me? I pledge myself to uphold
I pledge myself to uphold
the high purpose of the National Honor Societies
the high purpose of the National Honor Societies,
to which I have been selected,
to which I have been selected,
striving in every way
striving in every way
to make its ideals
to make its ideals
the ideals of my school and my life.
the ideals of my school and my life.
I would like to now officially welcome all of you to the Stockbridge Valley chapter of the National Honor Societies. This now concludes our induction ceremony. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.